Amy Schumer hosted the Oscars, and we have an article right here, actually, and this is one of the funniest. This is Amy Schumer hosted the Oscars, and by all accounts, I only saw a little bit of it. I didn't watch much. Majority of it was slapgate, and when they finally went back to running the show, Schumer did have a funny enough joke where she's a very talented person, Amy Schumer. People don't genuinely, you got to see her live. I saw her produce Sam Morril's special years ago, and when she does come on stage, she does have that natural aura. Were you about to say gravity or something?
Yeah. Gravitational pull.
she has a very you are pulled towards her somehow. No, she does have that star quality. As soon as she walks on stage, you do kind of get a fucking oof. Oof, those stilettos won't be fucking. Those stilettos better be fucking load bearing stilettos. You better have, yeah. She has cankel culture.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A couple of cankel.
Yeah.
Cankel culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. She used to be a great comic. Anyway, they're at the Oscars, and the slap happened, and then she came out and was like, "Hey, how is everybody?" She goes, "I was in the back getting changed for a few minutes. Did anything happen? It feels weird in here or something." And it was like a very good kind of way to break the ice. And then she did some crazy sketch, a little skit. One of those classic skits your grandmother tells you all about. Oh, you better not put this in one of your skits. That's a thing comedians deal with all the time. When people turn around to you and go, oh, you'll be at dinner with your aunt and uncle, and then next thing you know, like, something will happen where she'll be like, Tommy, where's... They'll be like... Tommy will turn around to, like, fucking Mary and be like, Mary, where's my fucking favourite shoe? She's like, it's in the wardrobe. It's not. I bet you it is. And then she goes, I told you, I found it. And he goes, oh. And then they look at you and go, better not put that in any of your skits now. I don't want to end up in one of your fucking skits. Fucking Mary and the missing shoe. It's my closer.
Yeah.
Schumer takes them. That's the funny thing. Everyone else goes, why would I ever put that in my skits? Schumer's all skits. She had Kirsten Dunst, right? I believe was her name. And she's married to the guy who looks like her brother. The guy, he was in Fargo. He was in Breaking Bad. He was in Friday Night Lights. He was in loads of shit over the years.
Jesse Plemmons.
Plemmons?
Yeah.
Plinkett.
Plemmons.
Whatever. Jesse, whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of albino, kind of ginger, whatever.
Looks
Him.
kind of like Matt Damon.
He looks like if Matt Damon drowned in a river, and they pulled him out a couple of days, and had some sort of a pigment issue, If Vampire Damon died in a river, that's what he looks like exactly. So she did some shit with Kirsten Dunst and was like, oh, you're just an extra or whatever, and it didn't make much sense because I'd imagine more people know who Kirsten Dunst is than Amy Schumer. I would imagine. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. She came out and was talking about the issue with the Oscars and how she was upset with the Oscars for allowing Will Smith to smack Chris Rock. She didn't do anything. She was there. Mm-hmm. She made jokes about it. She didn't say anything. She had an opportunity to, like, I guess she was being a pro, but, like, don't come out afterwards and just like, hey, how dare they do that? She said, I was kind of feeling myself, and then all of a sudden, Ali was making his way up, Schumer said. Ali? So as in, like, does that mean Will Smith is referring to him as, like, Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, maybe.
Doesn't even make sense, like his least famous role.
Yeah.
And it was just a fucking bummer. All I can say is I was really sad, and I think it says so much about toxic masculinity. It was really upsetting, but I think that the best way to comfort ourselves would be for me to say the Oscar jokes that I wasn't allowed to say on TV. So here's what happens usually. You watch the Oscars, and this is my theory as to why Will Smith was laughing originally when he heard the Chris Rock joke was because all the jokes are bad. They're not funny. It's not a funny environment. It stinks. And they're trained to just be like, they don't even understand what they're saying. They're just nodding and laughing and going, wow. And they go, oh, Ricky Gervais called me a pedophile. Whoa. Ricky Gervais roasted me. He said I'm wearing a wig. Whoa, whoa. But all the jokes are always bad. Like, it's awful. Wanda Sykes comes out, wabba dabba yabba dabba, fucking shut the fuck up. Wanda, what was the last time she did and fucking decent? Go get that money, girl. But fuck me, the other girl, the other host, and then she did that like molestation bit where she's like, hey, come back, and I'm gonna fucking rape all these boys in the back. That was like beyond weird. I would have loved it if she's like, I'm gonna suck these guys' dicks. But you're not allowed to do those jokes because the Oscars are full of people that are better than you, even though they're all just liars, professional liars. Anyway, Schumer ran down some of the jokes that proved too controversial for the Oscars telecast. All right. So look, I'll tell you this is the theory is this: you see these jokes, and they're not allowed to say anything on TV. So we look at them and go, ugh. You watch these jokes and you go, ugh, and I've had to learn that in later years too, because I've seen a lot of people do late night TV sets, and I just go, ugh. But, they're not allowed to say most of the stuff that you want to say, and you got to deliver those stuff at a certain tempo. So the Oscars is like that. So you always go, oh, they had a lot of good jokes they couldn't get in. They got a lot of good jokes that they couldn't get in. And one of the jokes that Schumer had, and the reason she brought up these points is that she said, she goes, I wasn't allowed to say this joke, but you can just come up here and slap someone. Like, isn't the oxymoron here? And then this is the joke that she said. This is the joke that didn't make it, and I'll deliver it in my best way possible. She says, Don't Look Up is the name of a movie. More like Don't Look Down the Barrel of Alec Baldwin's Shotgun. Or should I have went?
Yeah.
Damn it. Turn that one off. That's crazy. That for a professional comedian like that. And it's sad to see Schumer, because I used to be a big fan of this woman too. And I'm sure she's funny somehow, and she probably just decided to make more money than do anything else. But the idea that this is even a setup, this doesn't even make sense. To just be like, hey, yo, fuck it. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio is here. Everyone, Leonardo DiCaprio is here. He's done a lot for his, he's helping the environment. He's done a lot he wants to leave the world a better place for his ex-girlfriends. And apparently there's like 25 people on Twitter like, she stole my joke. And you go, well, it's the people's joke now, Twitter. Your shit joke has been said before. Congratulations. I'd be upset. I'd delete it. I'd do the opposite. If Amy Schumer ever told one of my jokes, I'd delete it and be like, I never said that. What are you talking about? That's rough. But I'll let you know as a comedian, this is how bad this is. It says, Don't Look Up is the name of a movie. Wait, why are you telling us that? What's that? That has nothing to do with anything. You could use that setup for anything. Every movie's been named. Like, there could be just any, like, she might as well just, Avatar is the name of a movie. Jaws is the name of a movie. Like, how many of these are just on a mention? Don't Look Up is the name of a movie. Like, Down the Barrel is probably the name of a movie. Down the Barrel is the name of a movie. Hopefully it's not Alec Baldwin's. Don't Look Up is the name of a movie. More like Don't Look Down the Barrel of Alec Baldwin's Shotgun. And then we all go, woo! Amy Schumer! Edgy Schumer! Then she turns around and goes, there's a genocide. And then she follows that and goes, there's a genocide going on in wherever the fuck the genocide is going on. What's the name of that country that used to exist? The Ukraine? It's gone. Forget about it. Yeah, it's sad. That's funny. That must be embarrassing to have. At one point, she was really considered She was considered like a top-notch comic. And then she just got so famous so fast. And those early years, like her first album, Cutting Yourself, it was a great album. If you remember, she was very dry. Sure, there was a lot of misdirection, but it was like a solid enough album. And then recently she came out and she's like, I don't stand by any of those jokes. They were offensive and it was mean and I was young. And it was like, first of all, it was fucking Anthony Jeselnik who wrote all those fucking jokes for you. You would imagine. They used to date at the time.
Right.
And then as soon as they stopped dating, her stand-up fucking crashed like Bitcoin, dude. It went fucking down. It went down tough. And then the show she had, Inside Amy Schumer, that was a good show too. Yeah. And then you kind of go, oh, after the show, Kurt Metzger and Kyle Dunnigan have created some of the funniest stuff on the internet. The two head writers of the show. And she's gone on to be pregnant. They've done some of the silliest, most innovating, finger on the pulse, cultural analysis, incredible self-produced comedy of all time. And she married a guy with Asperger's. So they, who was the genius? I don't know. It's not easy to know. But she has, in fairness to her, she has constantly been very good at keeping her fucking swollen face in the news. She's letting everybody know she's better than them. She doesn't agree with rape jokes. She hates cis males. She hates white males. She hates everyone. Racism is bad. Schumer will tell you that. Racism is bad. Can we all please support the fucking... She's just scrambling. I think she's just scrambling to stay relevant. I don't know if that new show of hers is good. I'm glad she hired a bunch of comics, younger comics. Rosebud is in it and things like that. But you would have to imagine. Everyone's just kind of watching her now. It's just tough. It's kind of just drift off. There's your time, babe. This is it. You're not young and vibrant, and you're not even that ugly. Like, she's barely, like, even her whole thing is, I'm an ugly bitch. It's like, not enough. Not enough to be interesting. She wouldn't be in the bottom 25 women I've slept with. I don't think so. She wouldn't be like, she's not like puke. Her attitude, maybe, if I, like, oh, why did I finger that girl? I've seen some of the tweets she has about her take on Putin. Yeah. But it is tough. It's tough because, like, that's just what happens in the industry, man. You just... You things grow up, things blow up for you, and then next thing you know, it happens very fast for her. She was only doing comedy for 4 weeks or something. She was famous, and she was selling out arenas all over the place, huge numbers. She was like the most popular woman. Then she had that car crash of a movie. I believe it was actually was it called Car Crash? It's called Train Wreck, was it?
Yeah. Yeah,
Fuck.
Train Wreck, right?
Damn, that would have been a great little thing. I know what they called it, Train Wreck. But then again, Dan Soder was in that, so now I feel bad because Soder's my friend. But that movie sucked. And then all those specials that she did. It's tough. It's just a tough world. You sleep with dogs, you get flies. And that's kind of what happened when she was out trying to break down the patriarchy. And then what happened is everyone was like, that's kind of racist. I don't know how it works, but she was like on the good side. She was like, yeah, fuck the patriarchy. I deserve as much as Dave Chappelle earns. And then everyone was like, well, you're only... The problem with the feminist movement is it excludes black women a lot of the time. And then she's like, well, I'm not going to try be the face of the movement. So then suddenly every time she speaks, she is like second guessing because she's like, oh no, I hate the patriarchy, but I don't hate black successful people, and I don't do this. And it's like she's just freaking out. Just be a cunt. Just be the cunt that you are. She's a rich kid. She steals. She's a megalomaniac. She steals all the time. She's always getting arrested for just robbing stuff. She's still, I think, as far as I know. Someone told me that not too long ago, and I don't know if it's true, so don't sue me. But she was like at the Gap or something just like a year ago. Caught with like fucking, I don't know. It's not on the. It's not. You won't catch that there. So don't be googling that.
Okay.
Especially because all the information I gave you was like could win anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, Amy, come back to us. Be a real one. Be an edgelord. Just don't be doing your horseshit jokes.